Sister Wives. Meri Brown goes speed dating following split from Kody Brown. Meri Brown is moving on. In this exclusive clip from the upcoming episode of Sister Wives, Meri goes speed dating, but it not got going the way she hoped. Sister Wives airs Sundays at October 9th. See on TLC. Sister Wives Season 20 premiere. How to watch tonight for free. Sister Wives follows Kody Brown, his 4 wives and their combined 18 children trying to live as a normal family in a society that shuns their lifestyle. 3 of the wives, Meri, Janelle and Christine, have worked for years with Kody to develop a cohesive, loving unit, and their marriages produced 13 kids. Then wife number 4, Robyn, and her 3 children were added to the family much later, a development that produced mixed feelings, insecurities and uncertainties. In the Season 20 premiere, Christine and David visit Janelle in North Carolina to celebrate the purchase of her new property. Kody and Robyn discuss their now monogamous relationship and the possibility of bringing in a new wife. Meri dips her toe back into the dating world. Meri Brown reveals where she stands with her former sister wives now. "We have had some really good times, but I think our values just don't align," said Meri Brown about one of her former sister wives. See what she said about the others. Meri Brown got real about where her relationship with her former sister wives, Christine Brown, Janelle Brown and Robin Brown, stands 2 years after officially leaving her relationship with Kody Brown in 2023. "We don't talk," Meri shared about Christine, her sister wife of 30 years, on the I Do Part 2 podcast with Amy Robach and TJ Holmes on September 13th. "On my part, there's no hate, I just don't choose to have her in my life. It's not healthy and it's not safe for me emotionally." The TLC star admitted that Christine probably feels the same about her too. "We have had some really good times, but I think our values just don't align," Meri said. "I know our values don't align. There's certain things that I want and I need in a relationship, and she absolutely doesn't have that." Meri added that if she ran into Christine, they'd be cordial, but aren't meant to be a daily part of each other's lives. "There's no hate. I just don't choose to have her in my life." The hosts asked Meri whether she would read Christine's new book, Sister Wife, a memoir of faith, family, and finding freedom, which was released on September 2nd. "I have not read it and I probably won't," she said. "Even though we live the same experiences, our perspectives are completely different, so what she's writing about is her perspective on it, and it's 100% valid to her." Because Meri knows the book might be unflattering to her, she admitted, "I don't want to read it and be upset potentially, because that wouldn't be fair." When it comes to her other sister wives co-stars Janelle and Robyn, Meri is also keeping her distance, saying that right now they don't have a lasting sisterhood or bond, but she's willing to change that in the future. "I am always open to healing relationships and having the hard conversations," she said. "But I have boundaries and I'm not going to get walked all over anymore." At this point, Meri's accepted that what aligns with me is not everybody in my family. "I don't have to have relationships with everybody in the family, nor do I want to. It's not healthy for me." When did Meri Brown and ex-husband Kody Brown divorce? Meri and Kody's divorce was a central storyline in the early seasons of Sister Wives, when Kody requested a legal divorce from his original wife, so he could marry Robyn and adopt her children. The divorce went through in 2014, but Meri stayed spiritually married to Kody until officially calling it quits in early 2023. "It's not healthy to be in a relationship where you're told you're not loved, you're not valued, that it was all a lie, he never loved you and everything was fake anyway," Meri shared on I Do Part 2. "When he started saying those things, I was like, I'm worth more than that, and I'm not going to stay here just for the sake of we one time had a marriage." She also admitted that she did struggle with insecurity in her polygamous relationship. When people told her they'd be too jealous, she admitted, "Nobody said I wasn't. I've been very jealous, I've had a lot of emotions, and I haven't necessarily handled my emotions the right way. None of us have." Christine left the family first in November 2021, and Janelle followed in December 2022. Robyn remains married, legally and spiritually, to Kody. Sister Wives sneak peek. Christine Brown loses it over move. Reading time 2 minutes. Christine Brown will be all up in her feelings on the October 5th episode of Sister Wives. For a very understandable reason. In a sneak peek posted by People magazine, The longtime reality star assists daughter Mykelti in her preparation to move thousands of miles away with her husband and kids. At one point, via confessional alongside this husband, Tony Padron, Mykelti tells viewers, "Every time I talk about moving to my mom, I break her heart just a little bit more. She's really sad. She's really heartbroken." The scene then cuts to a clip of Christine as she explains the following. "Mykelti's moving tomorrow. We're driving her and her kids cross-country tomorrow." As you can see in this footage, Brown starts to get emotional as tears well in her eyes, simply saying it's really hard to be saying goodbye to her child. Mykelti then delves into precisely why her mother is so disappointed about her and her family leaving, aside from the obvious fact that they'll be on the other side of the country in North Carolina. "She's really sad because she's definitely going to miss out on a lot of the years that my kids are young," Mykelti explains. For the record, she shares 3 children, daughter Avalon and twin sons Archer Banks and Ace McCord, with husband Tony. Christine, for her part, is now married to David Woolley and has moved far on from ex-spouse Kody, but not from the kids she shares with him, of course. Referring to her sisters, Mykelti adds in the clip, "It's like Aspen and Isabel don't have kids yet and they won't have kids for a while. And I want my kids to have cousins." The scene concludes with Christine asking Mykelti whether she told her father Kody about the move, to which she responds with regret. "Yeah, Dad knows I'm moving. Told him he should come up and see us before we leave and it didn't happen. It is what it is." Later on, reflecting on her daughter's strained relationship with Kody, Christine says, "The whole thing's just been sad. Mykelti and Tony were just sad that they weren't able to see Kody and Robyn and the kids before they moved," she says. Her relationship with them is just not what Mykelti hoped it would be. Why Sister Wives star Meri Brown kept her last name after leaving Kody. Even though Meri Brown's marriage to Kody Brown is legally and spiritually over, the Sister Wives star has no plans to change her last name. "I have had the conversation many times with my best friend and some other people too," Meri said. "Right now, I'm not going to change her name." After sharing Kody's last name for 35 years, she has no desire to return to her maiden name. "I only had my ism for 19 years, she explained. "Also, there's a lot of R's in it, and it's really hard to say. Brown is a hell of a lot easier." Meri Brown explains why she kept her last name. On the September 12th episode of the I Do, Part 2 podcast, Meri shared that her maiden name was Meri Barber. That doesn't seem that hard to say. Is she unable to handle the extra syllable? "Me and one of my sisters, we joke about it all the time because she's also divorced," Meri added. "We're like, 'Love you, Dad. But we're not going to go back to the maiden name.'" Meri and Kody married in April 1990. In 2014, they divorced so that he could legally marry fourth wife Robin Brown and adopt her 3 children from her previous marriage. At that time, he and Meri considered themselves still spiritually married, as he was to Janelle Brown and Christine Brown. But now that she's a single woman again, is Meri seeing anyone? Is she dating? "My current status is I am not dating anybody exclusively," she told the podcast hosts. "I do date when I find somebody that matches my energy." At any rate, the TLC star is very selective about the type of guy she'll go out with. "It's a privilege to be in my world. Not just anybody gets to be," Meri continued. "Plus, I am a lot. I'm a business owner. I travel a lot. I'm building businesses and doing all these things. Can they handle that?" Sister Wives, Christine Brown tears up over daughter Mykelti moving cross-country. Heartbroken, exclusive. During the process, Christine holds back tears as she shares that her daughter is leaving Utah, where Christine is currently based with her husband David Woolley. In a confessional-style interview with her husband Tony Padron, Mykelti says, "Every time I talk about moving to my mom, I break her heart just a little bit more. She's really sad. She's really heartbroken." The scene cuts to a clip of Christine as she explains, "Mykelti's moving tomorrow. We're driving her and her kids cross-country tomorrow." She begins to get emotional as tears well in her eyes. "It's really hard," she adds with a shrug. Mykelti then dives into exactly why her mom is so disappointed about them leaving. "Aside from the fact that they'll be on the other side of the country, she's really sad because she's definitely going to miss out on a lot of the years that my kids are young," Mykelti explains. She shares 3 kids, daughter Avalon and twin sons Archer Banks and Ace McCord, with husband Tony. Referring to her sisters, she adds, "It's like Aspen and Isabel don't have kids yet and they won't have kids for a while. And I want my kids to have cousins." She also notes how she'll be close to Maddie once they settle in North Carolina, referring to Christine's former sister-wife Janelle Brown's daughter. Maddie and her husband Caleb Brush, who share 4 children together, recently purchased a farm there with Janelle. The scene cuts to Christine and Michael in the kitchen as they appear to be packing up some belongings ahead of the move. In addition to wanting her kids to be around Maddie's children, Michael explains that it will benefit her husband.